As you may know, I'm Mario, and I'm doing some reading with the Boston Volunteer Reading Program. Now, we're doing some readings online because the schools are closed because of the pandemic. And it's getting near the end of the year, so I like to do something special. You see, I usually dress up in a tie to do some reading, but today I'd like to dress up in some other disguises. So here we go. I hope you enjoy. This is a poem by Emily Dickinson. I'm nobody. Who are you? Are you nobody too? Then there's a pair of us. Don't tell. They'd advertise, you know. How dreary to be somebody. How public, like a frog. To tell one's name the livelong June to an admiring bog. Hey, I resent that line about the frog.
You are old, Father William, the young man said, and your hair has become very white, and yet you incessantly stand on your head. Do you think at your age it is right?
In my youth, Father William replied to his son, I feared it might injure the brain, but now that I'm perfectly sure I have none, why, I do it again and again.
You are old, said the youth, as I mentioned before, and have grown most uncommonly fat. Yet you turned a back somersault in at the door. Pray, what is the reason for that?
In my youth, said the sage, as he shook his grey locks, I kept all my limbs very supple. By the use of this ointment, 1 shilling the box. Allow me to sell you a couple.
You are old, said the youth, and your jaws are too weak for anything tougher than suet. Yet you finished the goose with the bones and the beak. Pray, how do you manage to do it?
In my youth, said his father, I took to the law and argued each case with my wife, and the muscular strength which it gave to my jaw has lasted the rest of my life.
You are old, said the youth. One would hardly suppose that your eye was as steady as ever. Yet you balanced an eel on the end of your nose. What made you so awfully clever?
I have answered 3 questions, and that is enough. Says father, don't give yourself airs. Do you think I can listen all day to such stuff? Be off, or I'll kick you downstairs.
That was You Are Old, Father William by Lewis Carroll.
She sights a bird, she chuckles. She flattens, then she crawls. She runs without the look of feet. Her eyes increase to balls. Her jaws stir twitching, hungry. Her teeth can hardly stand. She leaps, but Robin leaped the first. Ah, pussy on the sand. The hope so juicy ripening, you almost bathed your tongue, when bliss disclosed 100 toes, and fled with every one. That was by Emily Dickinson.
This is called The Ugly Contest, and it's by Shel Silverstein. The Ugly Contest is ready to begin. First come the ones with the sharp pointy chins. Now come the ones with the big toothless grins. Now come the fish faces, shaking their fins. Now come the ones with their eyeballs sunk in. Now come the creeps from the old garbage bin. Now come the ones with the green scaly skin. Now come the scuzzies and all of their kin. Now comes you. You win.
This is called Be Glad Your Nose Is On Your Face by Jack Prelutsky. Be glad your nose is on your face, not pasted on some other place. For if it were where it is not, you might dislike your nose a lot. Imagine if your precious nose were sandwiched in between your toes. That clearly would not be a treat, for you'd be forced to smell your feet. Your nose would be a source of dread were it attached atop your head. It soon would drive you to despair, forever tickled by your hair. Within your ear your nose would be an absolute catastrophe, for when you were obliged to sneeze, your brain would rattle bottle from the breeze. Your nose instead, through thick and thin, remains between your eyes and chin, not pasted on some other place. Be glad your nose is on your face. Hey, wait a second. Where's mine?
I'd like to read you a poem called The Leopard Cannot Change His Spots. Well, frankly, as a leopard, I don't know why a leopard would want to change their spots, but nevertheless, it's by Leslie Newman. The leopard cannot change his spots into stars or polka dots. The tiger cannot change her stripes. I wish I could, she sometimes gripes. The scales remain upon the fish, though that is sometimes not his wish. The kangaroo can try and try, but she will never learn to fly. The cat can't bark, the dog can't purr, the rabbit cannot change her fur. The frog can leap, but he can't walk. The lark can sing, but she can't talk. Since we can't be what we are not, let's all be grateful for our lot.
Hi, I'm a rock, so naturally I'd like to read you a poem about rocks. This one is called Rock Dock by Carol Diggory Shields. 3 little rocks went to the dock. The first said, "Doctor, please." On the ocean floor, washed down from the shore, I was squished and squashed and squeezed. Said the doc, "That's not a great shock. You were just becoming a sedimentary rock." The second said, "Doc, I was boiling hot, deep down inside the planet. But then I was pushed, cooled off, and smushed, and now I feel like granite." Said the doc, "Don't be a worrywart. You've turned into stone of the igneous sort." The third said, "Doc, I started as a rock, just like those other 2. I was under great stress. I'm a flattened mess. What I am now, I haven't a clue." Said the doc, "Your condition's well known. It's obvious now that you're a metamorphic stone." "Thank you, doc," said each little rock, wearing a happy smile. Then one by one they rolled out in the sun and sat there in a pile. As I was going out one day, my head fell off and rolled away. But when I saw that it was gone, I picked it up and put it on. And when I got into the street, a fellow cried, "Look at your feet." I looked at them and sadly said, "I've left them both asleep in bed." That's by Anonymous. I'd like to read I Often Contradict Myself by Ken Nesbitt. I often contradict myself. Oh no, I never do. I argue with me day and night. That simply isn't true. Oh yes, it is. Oh no, it's not. I do this all day long. Oh no, I don't. Oh yes, I do. That's right. No way, it's wrong. I'm really quite agreeable. I argue night and day. I love to be around myself. I wish I'd go away. So if you see me arguing, it's certain that you won't. I like to contradict myself. I promise you I don't. This is called One Winter Night in August by X.J. Kennedy. One winter night in August, while the larks sang in their eggs, a barefoot boy with shoes on stood kneeling on his legs. At 90 miles an hour, he slowly strolled downtown and parked atop a tower that had just fallen down. He asked a kind old policeman who bit small boys in half, "Officer, have you seen my pet, invisible giraffe?" "Why, sure, I haven't seen him," the cop smiled with a sneer. "He was just here tomorrow, and he rushed right back next year." "Now, boy, come, be arrested for stealing frozen steam." And whipping out his pistol, the cop carved some hot ice cream. Just then a pack of dogfish who roamed the desert snows arrived by unicycle and shook the policeman's toes. They cried, "Congratulations! Oh dear, surprise, surprise! You raced the worst, so you came in first, and you didn't win any prize." Then turning to the boy Foot Bear, they yelled, "He's overheard! What we didn't say to the officer, we never said a word." "Too bad, boy, we must turn you into a loathsome toad. Now shut your ears and listen, we're going to explode." But then with an awful holler that didn't make a peep, our ancient boy, age 7, woke up and went to sleep. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a great summer in which you do a lot of reading and have a lot of fun.